Hey playa, when you have a crush in high school and they don't exactly like you back, it can be difficult to try to persuade them to not go out with anyone else. And that's the exact challenge that I ran into in high school when my crush started to like my best friend. But don't worry, I'm going to share that story with you and tell you exactly how I navigated through it.
This is the Just Me. Watching the Just Me.
I've shared this story with you before and I'll link up the video in the description, but let me give you a quick recap about what happened. This is a girl that I would communicate back and forth with every single day. I would write letters to her, she would write letters to me, but in the end of it all, I got friend-zoned. And sadly, there was even a point where she tried to go out with another guy and I got all upset and threw my letter at her. I explain it in more detail in the video. Suffice to say, in the end, we remained friends. But what happened next is really the part that hurt me a lot more. One of my friends in high school was a lot more advanced in terms of dressing and style than I was in high school. I was wearing loose-fitting and worn-out Spider-Man t-shirts to school every single day, while he was wearing fitted button-down t-shirts that looked really good on him. My philosophy at the time was to wear whatever you wanted to wear, and I still hold that to today, but I've altered it just a little bit. I think what you choose to wear you should love, but it should also look good on you. But for me, that wasn't the case. My appearance looked like I just grabbed any clothes that had Spider-Man on them and just put them on, regardless if they had holes, were washed out, or anything. Along with my friend's style, there was a certain suaveness to him that I just didn't have. When me and him would talk, it felt completely normal, but when he talked to girls, he had a certain allure about him that really drew them into the conversation. And in watching him, I always thought, how is he doing it? When he talks to girls, it always looks like both of them are flirting, but when I talk to girls, it looks like we're just kind of talking until we can walk away. And this came into full effect when I started to bring my friend zone crush to hang out with us. Whenever I would talk to her, she would always tell me, "You're such a good friend, I'm so lucky to have you, you're such a great guy." But whenever he talked to her, she would say the opposite. She would say things like, "He's such a jerk sometimes, who does he think he is?" Which I thought was a sign that she liked me and didn't really like him. And for whatever reason, whenever we would hang out, he would call her nicknames like Shorty because she was short, and he would take the first letters of her first name and last name and refer to her as that. And I kept thinking, what are you doing? You're getting her to like you even less. She's making fun of you too, and you both have that thing going on. And this is how it seemed to go. The two of them would go back and forth making fun of each other and teasing one another, while I sat in the middle trying to win her over by being her best friend. Looking back on it, I realized that they weren't actually making fun of each other. That's how they were flirting. By teasing each other, they were showing the other person that, hey, I think you're interesting, and I'm gonna make fun of you just to haze you a little bit. And I didn't get that at the time because I don't think I was at the flirting maturity level that the two of them were at. So as time passed, she began to ask me every time me and her were together, where was my friend? And it started to bother me a little bit. But what really bothered me was that fateful time that she told me, "Hey, I think your friend is actually kind of cool. Do you think they like me?" And my immediate answer was, no, that is not going to happen under my watch. After that, I went right to my friend and I told him, "You are not allowed to go out with her because I like her and I liked her first." And that's when my friend followed the bro code and simply told me, "Hey dude, look, I know you like her and I'm not going to step on your toes by going out with her, even though she may like me." And that was an answer I highly respected because even though I liked her and even though I didn't have a chance with her, he was still willing to forego that because he knew that it was important to me for them not to go out. Now, is that always the right answer? No. Every situation is different, and in some cases, it might have made more sense for me to let them go out so I can move on. But the tale continues with my cool swab friend. There was a girl that he really liked that he had went out with for a little bit, and they were still on and off. Now, this specific girl was part of our other friend group, and I was friends with her at the time too, so I was there to witness their whole back and forth drama. They went out for a bit, they broke up. They tried to make it work again, they broke up. They just couldn't seem to fit all the pieces together, so eventually they called it quits. Even though they called it quits, he still had feelings for her, but they weren't around as much because they kind of didn't want to run into those awkward experiences of seeing each other. And this left me to hang out with her and her friends a lot. And in that time, I guess me and her started to develop something. I would joke around and tease her all the time, and I just thought, hey, that's part of our relationship, until another friend of ours said, "Hey, why don't you just go out with her?" And that girl was totally on board with it. She had eventually moved on from my cool swab friend and now was ready to start dating again. But when the opportunity presented itself and I could have just asked her out, I remembered what my friend did and I decided to respect the bro code. He still had deep feelings for her, and if I went out with her, it would totally crush his spirit, so I decided not to do it. I told her that he deserved my respect because he respected me by not going out with my main high school crush. She was totally okay with that, and we remained just friends, and my friend had a much deeper respect for me because I didn't go behind his back. At the end of the day, life went on, and the best part about it is the fact that we respected each other. We talked to each other beforehand before we made any decisions. He knew it would hurt me if he went after the girl that I liked, and I knew it would hurt him if I went after the girl that he still liked. And I know, sometimes when you really like someone, it's hard to make that right decision, but it's very important to show respect for the people that you call your friends. And oddly enough, I also made a video for you guys a while ago sharing a story about a time I supposedly didn't follow the bro code, which you can watch at the end of this video. What do you think though? Did I make the right call? Should I have just gone out with a girl and went against the bro code? Leave your comments below and we'll talk about it. Guys, look, you're gonna have tons and tons of crushes all throughout the years, but what you're not always going to have is a core group of friends that you can say you respect. So remember, at the end of the day, always talk things out with your friends. It can be scary sometimes and can create some tension, but you'll respect yourself a whole lot more if you take that route. As always, guys, love and peace.